the home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Yo, 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 what up, though? Hey, Rebels, how living? I hope you guys are ready. There is a plenty to get into without a flippin' doubt. We have got on our hands, and boy, do we have some Stanley Cup action on our hands. The playoffs are excellent. I love playoff sports, but the NHL is not to disappoint. And, there's a talk about, it would take a controversy to get at golf, but we'll talk about golf too. So how about that? So without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is your host, Johnny the Moo.
Hey, we're back here for another edition of DSR2 on this rainy Wednesday in June there. Again, as we said, we got lots and lots to talk about. We got the NBA Finals going on. We got Game 3 going on tonight, so we'll be breaking that down as it's on there. NHL on there. We've got one team in the Finals. We'll wait to the other one between Tampa Bay Lightning and
the team that
Rangers.
Won't die.
Yes, the Rangers as well. Also, again, more to talk about, as we said. We'll talk a little bit about golf with the LA League coming about and guys jumping ship. We'll talk a little bit about that on this. We'll talk a little bit about, you think Cleveland's having buyer's remorse with the Browns on there on Deshaun Watson?
Dude, you know what? Like, okay, I'm going to put this whole thing because there's no way we're not going to get into this story. No way that we're not going to go down a rabbit hole. And there's no way it's not going to happen. So just make this statement right now before we get into any of this stuff. There's just, the numbers are astronomical. There is no way, shape, or form that you can deny that something's happened here.
God, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. So let's just preface it by that, first off. And then shame on the NFL, the Houston Texans, the Cleveland Browns, and obviously douchebag. Because, dude, come on, man. This whole stand and pat and, wait and see what happens and let it play out nonsense. The way the league historically has dealt with really how it's I don't want to turn it into a misogynistic thing, but look at how the league has really devalued women by the decisions they've made over the course of these recent years, dealing with their players, personnel, even, owners, to be honest. Let's be real. What kind of egregious stuff are you hearing out of Washington? What about Greg Hardy? What about Rice?
Alden Smith.
I mean, come on, man.
The list gets old.
It goes on and on and on and on. They turn an eye, and you look at all of these, and a lot of stuff are crimes against women. A lot of them are. Not all of them, but like 90% of what in the league, outside of like drug issues, when you're looking at like things that happen off the field, I mean, outside of drug issues, 80-90% of them are crimes against women?
Oh, yeah.
Antonio Brown?
Yeah. Remember, he
acts like a clown, but remember all that shit with his baby's mama and all that?
Yeah.
And the league was like, whatever. He came back. But Kaepernick, do you want to get me fucking started? What did Kaepernick effing do?
Well, he angered a bunch of white people.
Exactly. He pissed in the Cheerios of a bunch of angry crackers. That's what he did.
Yeah, that's all he did.
He pissed in the Cheerios of a bunch of angry fucking crackers. Sorry. There's other options to listen to, but that's a fact.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. I don't know how you rationalize any of this. It pisses me off because all I want to do, and you know what? I've been with the greatest lady in the world for a few years now, but even my ex can attest to the fact that all I want to fucking do on Sunday is watch my football. And all this other shit, like this ancillary bullshit, man, this ain't. So now we have a story of two sides. And I'll tell you how all this ties into golf later. But I mean, you got to be able to separate how gnarly the individuals you are. Like, it's the same thing. Like I tell my kids, don't meet your heroes.
Right.
You'll be disappointed. I mean, unless it's somebody that's already in your life. But I mean, if it's, if your hero is somebody you see on TV or hear on the radio or watching movies, don't meet them.
No.
Do yourself a favor. Seriously, even if they turn out to be the coolest people in the world, it ain't worth the risk. Because they probably ain't. And you'll be disappointed. And that's what it is. I'm disappointed. Disappointed would be an understatement of the century when you start thinking about all the gnarly stuff that goes on within any league, any sports, anything makes money. I mean, let's be frank about it. But especially in sports leagues where you can print money. Oh, and don't think they can? How much do the Broncos go for? Yeah, they print money. Sorry. If you can sell a team and someone can swoop up for $5 billion like it ain't shit, shake out of their pockets, that's how they got it. And no, I wish I was related. I wasn't here right now.
I want my owner suite.
You know what? They got so much money because they don't just own the Broncos. If you looked at that family and the extended family.
They are part of Walmart.
Well, yeah, I know. Look at the extended family. They own like 4 sports leagues.
Yeah.
Like if you look at all the married family, there's like what's his name? Owns like a soccer league, and doesn't he own like Tampa or something, like a hockey team or something? And he's married into the Walton family. What the F is his name now? I don't know. Anyway.
Was it a Walton?
No, he's not a Walton. No, you'd know the name, but he's married in family.
Yes.
And it's like, so they just, for fun. Like, yeah. I'd buy a sports team and ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Like, there you go. So, it's insanity. So to me, I can't even get with it. It's hard. I have to go, okay, we do this show, so we have to talk about all this stuff. But on Sunday, I got to turn all that off and just watch games. That's why when you hear us talk about the games, we're talking about the games. But how many times do we have to come on here and do a whole entire effing show about something that has nothing to do with the games?
Right.
And I'm sorry. It's just from the Ray Rice thing to, just the way the league and stuff in general. Greg Hardy. I mean, all these clowns. It just goes on and on and on. And we'll talk about the golf thing, but what's the difference? Everybody's like, oh, as I talk about the golf, they can't do the live off thing. No, that's blood money. It's dirty money. Yeah, and a moral stand. Like, how far are you going to go with your moral stand? Are you going to take it to the clowns in the NFL? Are you going to take it to the NBA where they take money from China? Like, where is your morality? You're all right with the NBA, then you can't. You're all right with all the douchebaggery that goes on in the NFL. You can't be mad at like Kaepernick.
Oh well, you shouldn't be. That he's done nothing wrong.
I mean, look at out of all the stuff we're talking about here. And this really starts from the Deshaun Watson thing, obviously. But when you look at the way they've handled all this, it's absolutely deplorable. It ain't even about buyer's remorse anymore. Above and beyond all that.
It's beyond.
It's so far above and beyond buyer's remorse, man. It doesn't even matter. You set your franchise back another decade after you just dug it out of the hole that it's been in for its existence.
Yes.
Like, let's be real, since its re-inception.
1999, yeah. So you're looking at 20 years other than last year. I mean, not last year, 2020.
Right. That's it.
It's been, they've been hot garbage.
They've
been as bad as the Lions. Actually, it might be even worse under because they out on how many picks under. Tim, Kyle.
Lions got to a couple playoff games and they had some success vision, had some talented players in and out of there. Really, Cleveland just took a long time to get back and all that. But this is so much bigger than all of that. It doesn't even, none of that stuff even, nobody's even talking about that. They're talking about how could you not know? How did anybody do their diligence? So you just look at the league and you can look at the Browns, and this is all an embarrassment. It's an absolute embarrassment. It's disgusting. What else? Any other adjectives I missed that don't fit? Did I say any that much
covered it all up?
Did I say that Did I say any that were inappropriate? I think so. I think they were all accurate. So I mean, come on, man. So where's your morality? Where is it at? How far are you going to take this? Go ahead, because I've heard it all already. Because you guys love my inbox. You're quiet when we're on the show, and I'm lip. But you get my inbox when the shit's off, right? So where are you now? Where are you at now, trolley boy?
You know what? You know what I'm saying? Done this, the NHL might be the most outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at everything you want, well, no, I ain't hearing that. No, because everybody's on this moral high horse.
I'm not saying they're great. I'm just saying.
No. But you're on your moral high horse, everybody. Don't be watching them movies. I mean, how many felons are in movies? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everything. It doesn't
the Miramax movie from 2017 and back, because you got the Harvey Weinstein.
Right. Like, I mean, there's so many things. I mean, you guys go on and on the scumbaggery in Hollywood, but you fill the theaters. They get the downloads. You the services. Y'all got Disney Plus and Paramount.
You bought Thriller.
I mean, come on, man. Like, where are you at with this?
Like the old Dave Chappelle with the celebrity juries under. Dude, he made Thriller.
But I just don't get where it's going with this. Like, no, it's dirty, it's grimy, it's whatever. But it's the hill you're gonna die on, dude. I could shoot you down from every mountain all around it.
Yeah,
because they're all the same. It's all the same, y'all. Guess what? You know, you heard the phrase, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. Y'all are driving gravel through the front door. Let's be real. Stop it.
And the little cover's not on the back.
All right. Like, I'm sorry.
And it's a bumpy road. And it's downhill.
It's are you kidding me here, man? Like, stop with the moral high horse shit. Like, we all understand. And you should have some kind of morality in there. But if you're watching something that's entertainment or listen to something that entertains you, you can't be concerned about what those people do in their personal life. You will not think.
Right.
You just got to get, you know what? It's just got to be handled. It's just got to be, league refuses to handle it. What have they done?
Nothing
on
this one.
Have they even made a sense when found out this other 164,050 win came out?
Nope.
Nothing. Crickets. Effing crickets. They'll jump up anytime somebody's messing with their money. But the minute this is up here, it's crickets. Come on, man. Come on.
Guys were smart not to get involved on this one. I'm not saying they do due diligence. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, that's exactly what they did do their due diligence.
They probably did do their due diligence.
Absolutely. Martha Ford was going to bring that dude in. She went, hell no. She goes, I know. She's like, I watch TMZ. I know who he is. She's like, identify anybody else in the league, but I know who he is.
But him on TMZ. Radio guys, I better apologize to Martin Zila on this one.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
He saved 3 first-round draft picks, but not get involved on this one. And we're not sitting there, that freaking rotten egg on our face.
I'm just that prudish, non-risk-taking family ownership saved you this time with the way they do business.
Right.
Okay, fact. But I think it's kind of like, to me, like, yeah, it's a fact, but it's kind of like, you know, bulls have horns.
Yeah.
No shit. Yeah, no shit.
You're
like
on a broken.
It's a no-brainer. When he got picked up, we talked about it. What are you, insane?
Water's wet.
Yeah, you're telling me nothing happened. Nothing's happened. Oh, we did our deals. We're confident there's nothing there. What? That many women came out. That much going on. That consistent of a storyline, and you're telling me, in some shit, admitted to. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, the 66 different Zeus's just says it all.
Just
don't need anything else on there to say scumbaggery more than that. Because you know what's going on.
And his girlfriend all be on the internet, taking pictures of old rice like she's somebody. Come on, honey.
You're going to be selling that for...
Dude, she's an influencer and a model, and she's a pretty girl, so she can make her own money, I'm sure. my point is, your dude is out here publicly cheating. He's admitted to 3 encounters, that were quote unquote consensual. And then he's got all these allegations. Honey, save yourself some trouble and move on. Move the F on. Or at the very least, stay the F off social media.
Well, we got some breaking news. Not on Deshaun Watson, but it's Los Angeles Rams have just signed Cooper Kupp to a $3 million extension.
They are blowing out the bank for the 2 to 3 year window they have left to get as many championships as they get.
Guaranteed.
It's dude. Wait till the new TV deal comes in, man. Wait till the new money comes in. Wait, recap goes up. All this will make sense. And I'm telling you right now that they have a 3 year window, and they're all in right here. They're all in. How long is the extension for?
It's a 3 year extension, so they said is upwards of it could be up to 5 years, $10 million.
Bazinga, that falls right in there. So he'll be the last to go.
Yeah,
because Stafford will be up just before that, and I bet your boy who played retirement role to get paid.
Aaron Donald just signed that $90 million extension.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And he's now the high paid non-quarterback in the league.
It's not an extension, guys. It's just a raise.
Yeah.
No more years, just more money.
Right.
And so they reconstructed his contract in his favor. So they're all in. And, you've got basically, yes, you've got a 3, a 4, I think, and a 5 year kind of a situation there. But you're looking at basically a 3 year window where you've got everybody there and you can make a run at it. But it's going to be hard. Is Stafford good enough? It's hard for any team to go back to back.
Oh, yeah.
But is Stafford and Kupp and Donald, is that enough? I don't know.
And
that's the only thing. Everybody stays healthy,
right? Because they lost Sony Michel. Beckham hasn't resigned. Robert Woods is now with Houston. I want to say, or C.
So it's
you replace him with Allenson. I think that's about a wash,
right? So I just think it's just one of those things, man. So I don't know, but you're not. I don't know. The league is just, it's a hot mess, and it's one of those things. But I don't want to hear about all this, moral high ground. It's like there isn't any. There's no moral high ground when it comes to thing that makes this kind of cash, that prints that kind of loot. It's just is what it is, man. It's and so it'll be the same no matter what. And that brings us to the stupid live tournament thing, right. Golf bullshit. You can get all mad about that Saudi money, and it's blood money. All that stuff is actual, all that stuff is factual, and all your deal, but that's neither here nor there, because I went on a tangent for the last 15, 20 minutes about how much scumbaggery goes into everything. How many times have we gone on the air and talked about the Olympic Committee or the NCAA
or FIFA?
Come on, man! Like,
it's all scumbaggery.
Where does it effing end? So what do you do? What hill are you climbing on? Nah, dude, it's not. That's not the problem. You can't look at it that way. Look at it from entertain me. Right? That's what we do here, right, Moose? Entertain me. I don't care about all that other stuff. Entertain me. Guess what you're not going to get with that tournament? Entertainment.
Right.
It's going to be garbage. It's going to be inferior to the PGA tournament.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be hot garbage, and it's basically the Saudis' fuck buddy. It's just a toy.
Right.
It's just the Saudis' toy.
We're going to just spend it on this versus going to Vegas and blowing it on cocaine and hookers.
Yeah, exactly. You are the cocaine and hookers for Saudi. That's all you are. You are cocaine and hookers for Saudi. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? I'm kind of cocaine.
So don't tell me, the PGA is going to hurt you. Dude, there's only one top 100 player that left, or a top 50 player that left, and that's Dustin Johnson.
My whole thing is even if you...
And he's on the downside. His body is starting to break down.
Look, y'all act like golf pulls in all the
whole crazy number. Tiger Woods was the most dominant player in the league.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like golf is like, so now you're going to split the fan base? You think you're going to do something here? With a business model that's hot garbage. because you're paying Nicholson whatever millions of dollars just to sign. Then you're going to pay him guaranteed money for being in whatever tournaments you got, and then purse money. How does it, with no sponsorship, no TV deals, and no one that'll tell you? How long does that last before you get sick of jerking your money off?
Right.
And then you just say, you know what, I'm done. It's over. Now what? So now what?
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Then
It's
they'll just
bullshit.
move on to the next thing.
Yeah. It's just whatever. They have money to blow because of the way they deal with their country. Look around the place. What's going on? Like, seriously. Like, just Google the shit, go on YouTube, whatever the fuck you need to do. But, like, just a little bit of fucking sense will tell you that it's not like there's any wealth anywhere outside, like, Saudi government.
$5.50 a gallon for gas. That's what?
Yeah.
Get paid for their new golf deal.
Bam. Bam. Bam.
I'd rather have $3 gallon in a golf league.
Exactly. You know what, Moose? It's silly because the truth of the matter is you are all Atlantic champion. They're coming up with another mid-card title. What is that garbage? Anyway, they are accurate, to be honest. Like, their extracurricular activities, their greed is more why, everybody's like, oh, it's government or it's this that makes the gas price. No, it's their greed. That's what it is. So, yeah. So those cats that are buying pay-per-views from WWE and those cats that are buying golfers to come to the tournament, all that, that's why your gas prices are high, buddy. That's why. So they can do shit like that.
Yeah.
So they can gold plate. They can have gold plated, like, shit, because they don't even sit in toilets, I think, over there. I don't even know what's going on. But, like, they don't.
I think Saudi has regular toilets. It's
I know.
like Japan
I'm just
has
being
the
a
hole in the
fucking
ground.
asshole. I know. I'm just being an asshole.
Yeah, but that's what it is. Thank you very much. You think about it at the pump under,
Right.
But you're all four of these guys getting their paid. Well, you're paying for it.
You're the one that's paying for it. I mean, that's more accurate than your theory that whoever's sitting in the chair here is doing it, because that's not how it works.
There it is.
That's not how it works. The only reason the government allows it is because all of your politicians are in bed with these cats. Right. So they're like, well, I'm not going to fuck with you.
But yeah, other than Dustin Johnson, your top 50 golfers aren't leaving the PGA to go to this thing.
No,
they're like, no, we're not giving up our sponsorship and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 100. That's great. Tiger Woods made $1 billion.
It's short money. It's short money. So yeah, if you're Nicholson, it makes sense.
Because he's done. He's 50 years old.
Bam.
He's 51 years old. He's playing on the I'm not blaming Nick Mickelson. I'm not blaming Greg Norman for getting to run the damn thing. It's just the short. I mean, even Sergio, because his career's on the dive.
Right.
But again, you're Bryson, dude. You're supposed to be on the next big guy, but you're not, because you're not that good. You hit the ball a ton, but your short game sucks. And then Dustin Johnson, because his body's breaking down. But the other guys are just guys that are fringe. Maybe they may get their tour card. Maybe they won't get their tour card. But it's like, okay, we're going to go get paid. Well, I don't blame you on that. But again, the top golfers, Jordan Spieth and John Rahm and Brooke Koepka, they're not leaving the PGA for this damn thing.
To me, it doesn't make any sense to do it personally. I know why guys that have blown through a shit tens of millions of dollars in gambling. I could see why a guy that's done that and has like nothing left in the tank would take the money grab. But beyond that, I don't see it any other reason. For me, I grew up on the streets, my man. I am not messing with that dude's money.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting in bed with, you know what we did? That front shit is punk shit. That's that line. That was that line. That front shit is punk shit. You would never, ever get that shit fronted and owe a man his money. You always pay his money. Because if you owe them that money, they own you.
Right. I'm not getting in bed with Avon Barksdale.
I ain't doing that. So, like, I came from a neighborhood where, like, nah, man, like, oh, I'll just front it to you, man. Do what you got to do and then pay me later. Nah, bruh. That's good. You know what? I'll get my hustle up. I'll get some money. I'll come to you. I'll get my thing. We'll do our transactions. Whoop-de-woo. It'll be all good. We'll be on the level. That's what you say. We'll be on the level. Because I ain't doing that front shit. Because I do that, and then you own me. And so I ain't messing with the Saudi money. No. Because they own you. When they give you money, they own you.
Right.
And if you try to all y'all mafia motherfuckers know what I'm talking about.
Yes. And if you try to double cross them, what happens?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so all you mafia motherfuckers know what I'm talking about. All you street gangsters, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't do it. That's just me though. But I could see why. If you're both millions of dollars in gambling alone and you've got nothing left in the tank, I could see why you take money. But beyond that, I just don't get it. But that's my standpoint. Like if I was in it, I ain't in it. Entertain me. What's Live gonna do or Live or whatever it's gonna do? Ain't gonna do shit. Ain't gonna entertain me.
No.
Shit. PGA don't entertain me. That shit ain't. Let's be real. Like you said, if Tiger ain't playing, what's there to watch? Phenomenal on a consistent basis. Every once in a while, someone has a great game. Right. Well, it's like, oh, so golf is just a bunch of dudes in stupid pants walking around on tightly trimmed grass, being lucky. Just being lucky, really.
Right.
They're just getting lucky. Yeah, they could strike the ball straight and far. Don't get me wrong. That is a skill.
But when they make a bad shot, we go, damn, I can do that.
Yeah, exactly. When they hook it into the rough, I could do that.
I put one in the water because I should have left.
I could do that.
I've done that.
Yeah, come on, man.
Over and over and over again. I can make it over that lake.
Ain't nobody want to watch me golf.
I'm not on Sunday afternoon.
Dude, I don't want to watch me golf.
Where's my money?
I mean, come on, man. At least if I golf, I'll be entertaining. I'll do some Happy Gilmore shit. I'll bring a hockey stick and I'll run up on it like a madman.
Yeah, but you better watch out. Bob Burke is going to wax your
ass.
ass.
Whatever. I'll get in a fight with a 90-year-old man. At least
it'll
be entertaining. If he wants to box me, I'll go. I'll get my ass beat by a 90-year-old man. It'll be more entertaining.
Actually, he was big in karate. And,
yeah.
He was trained with by Chuck Norris back in the 70s.
That's funny.
When Chuck Norris was legit.
Well, Chuck Norris is legit. I mean, just see it
before he got old.
Yeah, the memes have just made it. Made
him live forever.
Yeah, exactly.
With that, but yeah, I mean,
I don't know, man. It's just so the hypocrisy, right? Like it comes. This is what gets me fired up, Moose, is the hypocrisy and shit. So just be transparent. Don't tell me, oh, this is going to be a better thing. This is what we're doing. This is going to change golf. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be great for the game. Nah, dude. It's going to be good for your bank account and nothing else. Nothing else. And it's only good for your bank account if you make it back alive. And that may be hyperbole, but I don't know if it is when you're dealing with the Saudis.
Right.
I mean, come on, man.
So Cleveland Browns and they say them and Baker made a mutual decision on him skipping mandatory mini camp.
Yeah, so
mutual.
It's one of these. I don't know that they can repair that relationship. If they can, maybe they will because of what's happening, and they can. And what they'll do then will be sue for their money back because they will be like, dude, look what this guy did, like.
You got to have some sort of
there's a loophole
just
there.
cause
I guarantee you, I guarantee you because of what you there's no such thing as guaranteed contracts in the NFL for a reason, because even when they're guaranteed, they're not. Right. Because there's always a way out. So like if you don't act right, they can nix contracts. So that's what's going to happen. The league's going to do that, and the union will try to fight it, but what leg are they standing on?
Yeah, I wouldn't be saying.
You know what I mean?
And again, what the Browns are going to lose out on there because they'll get out from the contract. But they gave up 3 first-rounders. They're not getting those back.
Nope, they're not getting those back, and they're not going to be able to. I don't think they'll be able to repair the relationship. So, like I said, this maneuver set them back 10 years, and don't tell me you did your due diligence because now you're being disingenuous. Just say you saw the guy, you thought, he's getting off, he's going to get by, we're going to be able to get by with just a few handful of games gone, and we're going to get this quarterback. They didn't care.
He ain't playing this year for sure.
Dude.
There's no way.
How does he not get a game for every accusation, for every woman that's come out?
All 24. He should. All 24 that filed lawsuits under, he should get at least that. Now, if you go by all 66, your career is done.
Right.
Because then you're looking at 5 years?
Right.
Then you're in your 30s. You haven't played a game in 5 years, you're done.
Yeah. So, I mean,
you'll get maybe a job if you still got the skill set in it, you may get a job as a backup in 2000 and 28.
I got news for you. In 5 years, the stink from this thing won't be gone.
No, this one's
And
staying
still
forever.
no one will want to mess with you.
No.
So you're done.
I mean, it took Colin how long to get just a tryout for the Raiders.
I know.
And again, they're all saying, if he wants to sign, we'd love to have him.
Right.
I mean, Derek Carr says, I would love to have him as as a backup.
Oh, dude, absolutely, because they wouldn't have to do a whole lot of change-ups, you know.
No.
A few things, but not a lot.
No.
You
don't have to worry about character issues.
Right. So it's like, and you just need a guy that holds you over for 3 games. Derek Carr is injured for some reason, whatever. I think that's the best, better than the options they had before, Stedham and.
And Kaepernick's never had a receiving core like he's got here.
Yeah,
Like Devontae Adams and
right.
Waller.
Right. So like, yeah, he would not. Yeah, he would be like what, the best backup in the league. I mean, let's be real about it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of teams he'd be able to start, I would imagine, unless he's just that rusty. But
they said he looked good in their tryout, and they were happy as can be on there. So we'll on there with that. So Ryan Fitzpatrick finally hung it up after 17 years.
Yeah. It's probably time.
It was.
I mean, I like the guy. He's entertaining. Because it's so up and down with him. You know?
Yeah.
It's Fitz magic or Fitz tragic, one of the two.
Yes.
You never get anything in between. So I appreciate his.
Plus, he had that glorious beard.
Oh, absolutely. And he just walked. He was the Conor McGregor of the NFL, really. And so I appreciated him for that. So my salute to you. Thank you kindly for your service.
You made a good career out of it.
Yeah. Like I said, thank you kindly for your service. You're kind of like the Doug Flutie. The second Flutie.
He's better than Flutie ever was.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, he's like that where everybody kind of underestimated him. He was a journeyman. Nobody really thought much of him, but he was successful when he played. Like, he did pretty good, even though he was had that consistency issue, which is kind of ultimately what kept him from being a longtime starter somewhere in the league. But still, like I said, we talk about it here all the time. Moose entertained me, and that dude entertained me, whether it was
one or the other. Whether I was happy about him or I'm
whatever.
like, damn it.
Yeah, whether he was melting
if I
down
picked him
or
up for the
showing
right
out.
time for my fantasy league and he had that great week and I could just put him on the bench afterwards, I'm happy. If I put him the wrong week, damn it.
I never ever picked him in fantasy because I loved watching him so much because it didn't matter if he was what end of it was on. It was always amazing to me. Like, he'd always either pull some magic out of his ass and he'd be like, I can't believe I just saw that. How is this guy not a starter every week? And then next week he'd come out and throw 16 interceptions in a day. You'd be like, this is the most embarrassing, silliest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is so great. So he had the most epic games and the most epic meltdowns, like, from week to week, it felt like.
Yeah.
And to me, that was so effing entertaining. It was the same reason why I watch this pro wrestling stuff, because it's like up and down, back and forth, and it's crazy from week to week, and that's what you got out of. He was the Conor McGregor / WE version of a quarterback in the NFL, and I just had fun with it. So I appreciate what he brought to the league, even though if he was on my team, he'd drive me nuts. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never picked him up on my fantasy, because he'd drive me nuts. So yeah. I get all of that, but being a guy that just got to watch all the things that he got to show us, good or bad, entertaining. It's kind of like Brett Favre, right? Yeah. I mean, he's how many touchdowns he had, but how many interceptions did the guy throw?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because he would throw for 30 touchdowns in the season, but he also throw for like 22 interceptions.
So I got a crazy one for you. It's like, you start breaking down these quarterbacks that had like double-digit interception seasons, and like Brett Favre had like 18 and seasons or something like that, or 16 seasons. I think it was 16 seasons he had where he had double-digit interceptions. And then it kind of goes down from there. Like Peyton Manning had 14 seasons with double-digit interceptions. How many seasons with double-digit interceptions do you think Aaron Rodgers has?
0.
2. He has 2 seasons.
What, probably his first season in 2008 and
2 seasons with double-digit interceptions. So every other year, it's been less than 10 interceptions in a season. That is outstanding control. And that is why he is frustrating because he's got that kind of control, and then he will out in the playoffs. So that guy is not entertaining to me. When he's on point, he is, but when he chokes, he drives me nuts,
Right.
even though he's not on my team, because he's choking it up. Like it's like in his head or something. It's like, I don't even know what to say. It's like he gives up, or he just says, "I'll forget it. I don't feel like doing it anymore. I'm gonna go home. I'm tired."
Yeah, he doesn't have that drive to win it all.
Yeah, like he'll just decide
Whereas
that.
Brady is the polar opposite. It's like-
Well, all those guys I just mentioned are the opposite.
yeah.
All those guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
out of the opposite. That's my point.
yeah, it's that's it with
then
Rodgers.
you-
He's got that aloofness under, like he doesn't give a damn.
And before we take our cut and our little break and we come back and get into NBA and NHL, I'm going to put out one more thing out there in the ether, in the universe. Y'all killed me for saying, you guys all jumped on. Oh, Aaron Rodgers he's going to down. He's not, when they traded what's his name away. Oh no, he's not going to have it. Y'all, guess what? He went on his little podcast with his boy. I think he was on the McAfee show, and said, "Hey, oh yeah, he wanted traded. He even came to me and wanted me to help facilitate it because he wanted to go to Vegas." So yes, he knew. Not only did he know that his wide receiver was getting traded before he signed that contract, he helped it happen. So don't ever. And that guy's still peachy keen and everything's good. And in that same interview, he talked about retiring a Packer.
Right.
Retiring a Packer. Last year, they couldn't do nothing for him or give him nothing. And he wants to win championships. And this is about it. And he wants to go somewhere championships. But then he not only co-signed, he was the one that pushed to let his receiver go somewhere, his only receiver go somewhere. Right. He wanted to go. And then he still signed that contract. And then he goes out and starts talking about, oh, yeah, I want to retire here. Yeah, dude. Just like we told you. Just the whole time, stay the F out of my inbox with that nonsense. It was all about the cash.
Right.
Never was about anything else. It was all about the cash. And guess what? That's why he ain't never getting that second championship.
No.
And you guys should be favored in a division that doesn't have anybody else going on. And you're not going to be. How's that? How's that? How is that? Now get out my inbox with that nonsense.
Right, because you look at it with the way the Packers have done this year in free agents wise and the draft wise. I don't know if they're the favorite. They have no receiving core.
Right? No. Well, no.
Who's he going to throw it to? I mean, they're going to run the ball.
Yeah, but you're talking about Minnesota, Detroit, and Chicago. Aaron Rodgers by default makes them the best team in the division.
Because you got Minnesota might have the best talent besides quarterback in the division. Probably is they've got Kirk Cousins as their quarterback.
Right.
If they had any other quarterback on there, I'd say Minnesota wins the division because they've got the best receiver in the division. They got probably the second best receiver in the league with Justin Jefferson.
Right.
Dalvin Cook is still a top 5 running back. Defense is getting a little bit long in tooth in that, but plus you're getting a new coaching regime too, so it's on there.
Yeah, I'm saying this is you should be.
And the Bears are going to be the worst team in this division.
Yeah, probably.
Good.
Because
I hope they suck.
They should.
I hope they suck, and I hope basically Justin Fields falls apart so they can just let him go and we pick him up and reclaim him. Because I think Justin Fields can be a good quarterback. Problem is he's with the Bears, and it was the worst damn franchise for him to be drafted by.
Well, there's something to be said about being drafted in the right place. We talked about that a million times. That's definitely a thing for sure. And going to the right situation. That's probably not the right situation. I don't know if coming here is either, to be quite honest. So yeah, if you're cheering for somebody's success, I would not necessarily want them to come to the Lions because they have proven that they don't succeed. That they quite frankly they shit the bed on every single thing. And when they accidentally blind squirrel gets a nut, they still end up messing it up. A la Barry Sanders, a la Calvin Johnson. I mean, they finally tried to learn their lesson with Stafford. And look what happened. Championship first go around. So let's be real. They crap everything that they do. Even when they got all those top picks and they brought in all that talent, and you had Ndamukong Suh and you had Calvin Johnson and you had Stafford. You're telling me that team under another that squad under any other banner doesn't win a playoff game?
I think any other coach on there besides
Any other coach, management, offers, ownership,
gets us a division championship and at least a couple playoff game wins.
That's what I'm saying, man. So like, that's it right there. That tells me everything. And so until that narrative changes, nah, dude, I don't want anybody will come here and be successful unless they're already successful despite what's going on around them. So if you go to Chicago and it's kind of like, it's like your boy in Cincinnati. That team is the shitbags. He comes in, Burrows, and changes everything. And you know that he'll be good and that they'll get better. So it's not like you're talking about a Joe Burrow situation where he comes in and instantly makes everybody around him better.
Yeah, where I think
it's a situation where
you
he's,
need a character like that. But
and again,
I think Cincinnati only has a window too because their ownership is so damn cheap. They're not going to sign these guys when they're free agent.
Well, sure, as long as you have a guy like Burrows that will, you'll always be in play. That's the thing about how the league's set up. Like, as long as you got a guy that's dynamic, you're still in play. It's the same thing with Green Bay. You're still in play. The rest of that team is garbage, but Aaron Rodgers automatically makes that team the best team in the division.
Yeah,
because of how bad the division partly. But but still,
it's not a great. It's not. The only division that might be worse than us is the NFC East.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the NFC East. Yeah,
which
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
the NFC is hot garbage.
Whereas you got the polar opposite with the AFC West. It's like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they may have the whole division finish above 500.
Right. That's crazy.
And only 2 teams will maybe make the playoffs.
Nuts.
I mean, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, you've got Kansas City might be one that might take a little step back this year because they got Mahomes, they got Kelsey, but who else they got receiving wise? Right. Whereas Denver has the quarterback with Russell. And they've got the receivers with Sutton and Judy and Patrick. Vegas has got Devontae Adams, Waller, and Jacobs, and Derek Carr. San Diego's got Herbert and Allen and Eckler and Williams.
Right.
So that's a good damn division.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, my goodness. Is that Will Ospreay? Oh, wow. Will Ospreay's in an American ring.
So we still got to get into basketball. We still got to get into some hockey. All sorts of craziness going on there. We're going to get out of that right on the flips. We are DSR2 Studio 57 Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground pop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hey, I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip-hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little stand-up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener-controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. The listener-controlled programming, where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air. And now got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Detroit, and the artists are top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on D-Day and get your old English D for only $20. Not interested in tattoos? Mark's Body Piercings. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week from noon to 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Tell them you're 57 cents and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate. With winter fast approaching, the most certain thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. Go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-759. Allstate Tire, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cousins. That's the Lodge Service Drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. That's Love and Life Club. If you love and life, you need to be in the club.
Taking over this broadcast for the Ultimate Underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, or should I say, infamous venues in the D, and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one cast. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is going to take over a broadcast. So you need to tune to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day, to clue when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now, there's no other station on the net that's going to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Studio 50 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mass digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Stu57records.com. That's www.stu57records.com. Or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 56420-3390. Or log on to Studio57records.com. And just remember one thing, baby.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets. The D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
All right, Rebels, we are back. And if you missed the first hour, no fret, no worries. Studio 57 Radio across all social media. Go ahead and track us down. And once the show's over, it will be archived. You can check it out. We got into, little NFL stuff. We got into that golf nonsense. We got to do a bunch of stuff. It got pretty heated. So check that out. But we're going to move forward because we spent a whole hour talking about a bunch of stuff and none of playoff sports. None of it was playoff NBA, HL. We got some good stuff going on. So we're going to get into it. We're going to break it down for that. So without further ado, let's do hour 2 of DSR2. I am Scrappy and here is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny the Moon.
Hey, we're back here for the second hour of DSR2 on this rather dreary, rainy Wednesday night here in the D. And again, as we said, we didn't even get to basketball or hockey. We were talking about everything else under the sun there because there was all craziness going on there.
No doubt.
We'll get into that. But we have basketball-wise, we got hockey going on. We got one team locked up for the HL Stanley Cup Finals, and that is the Colorado Avalanche have beaten in 4 straight. So again, for the 29th straight year, from Canada will not be winning the Stanley Cup.
Why is Canada so bad at hockey?
I tell you,
Like, man.
It's supposed to be your sport. What the hell? You haven't won it in like 3 decades, man. What the hell?
Canada Mike, what's going on over there, man? Why y'all suck at hockey, man?
Yeah, come on. You got the best player in the game. Why can't you win the playoffs?
I'm over here trolling my Canadian friends. What are we doing? We love you guys. We're just doing it because we know that you won't be mean to us.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Apologize. Sorry.
It's okay. So anyway, Jesus. We tend to alienate people a lot on the show, so it's probably no wonder why we haven't made ESPN radio. Or maybe that's why we should. I don't know.
Come on. They alienate everybody too, but they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why we should be on there.
At least we got a semblance of knowledge.
At least we hit our targets most of the time. Jesus. I mean, nobody's perfect, but at least we're in the ballpark most of the time. God.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got, basically Edmonton, is out. Rangers, Lightning look like that sucker's going 7 games.
The Lightning is a team that won't die.
Every time you think they're down to 2-0, so they come back, boom, boom.
We won't die. It doesn't matter. We could be down
We've been here before.
We could be down 2. We could be down 0-2 and then down 2-0 in the game 3, and it don't matter to me.
Yep.
We go to overtime if we got to, and they. I can't believe it. And so now it's got to be on the Rangers now, right? Like, doesn't the pressure shift the other way? That happens. It feels like it does, especially when you start looking at hockey. Like, anything could happen, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, okay, so we got a sweep on the one side. So the
But it was still entertaining.
yeah, it was still a good series.
I mean,
like,
even
as
at
far
first down 3-0 in the first 4 minutes of the
Right.
game, I was the next thing you know, it's 8-6 final. You go,
Right.
Jesus.
I know. So okay, so I was watching the game and I'm playing the back and forth game with other stuff, and I'm nodding out because I'm an old man and I can't stay up. So it happens. Okay, so whatever. And I wake up to see the score. I was like, "What in the hell?" So I had to go back and go on the NHL Network. I mean, that if you didn't get a chance to catch that game, it'll be one of those instant classics. I'm sure because of all the scoring involved in that particular in a playoff game like that. I'm sure you'll be able to catch it somewhere a lot. But yeah, it was. You definitely had entertaining games even with that series sweep. So I don't expect anything less than an entertaining. Finals here once we get to that point. So, but the line they won't die.
No.
They just won't die. And, you know, it's easy too, man, because they've won 2 in a row, right? And they're playing all this extra stuff. They had a shortened year because of COVID, so they had a big turnaround, a shortened off season,
Right.
and they were down to. They could have easily said, you know what?
It's happening.
Yeah,
We're
just
done
tired,
after
man.
We're tired because
We're
we won 2 in a row, and now they look like they may go into 3 finals in a row. And if they win 3 in a row, we haven't seen that since the Islanders in the '80s.
That's so crazy.
I mean, the one team I thought had a legit shot really on there, that they're winning 3 in a row, was that Pittsburgh Penguins with Mario and Yager.
Oh yeah, right,
They won the 2 in a row. The third year, they were on a run. I mean, they were playing hockey. We go, holy crap, man! They are just. I mean, they won like 20 games in a row that season. That was Scotty Bowman's last season there as a head coach, and they lose in the first round to the Islanders. You go, what the hell?
Yeah. So, but that's the story. That's the way of the NHL. To be quite honest, it's just how it goes, man. To me, that's part of what makes it so fun to watch. Although when the Wings were having their run in the late '90s and early 2000s, it was that was nice too because it's home team getting a run. But it's just watching the unpredictability of the way the NHL playoffs goes. It's like. Everybody had the Lightning written off, and by all rights they could have, and who would blame them? I mean, for all the reasons we just noted. But yeah, I mean, if they're just to get to the finals would be pretty commendable considering the situation,
Right.
Just to get out of this series alive. So, even just extending it. Let's be honest, just extending this thing to 7 games or whatever. I mean.
Yeah.
That when you're down 0-2 and you're playing the way they kind of were, and so, yeah, good stuff over there on the NHL side. So, I kind of almost have the opposite feeling. I'm worried about this series in the NBA. So as we get to the finals, I'm going to shift gears and go that way right now. I'm just doing it. I don't even care because the way this series is going. Well, first off, Boston did what they needed to do.
Yeah.
I can't believe they came in and stole game 1.
Yeah, they were down on there. I'm like, all right, this game's over. 5 minutes to go. They're down by 8 or whatever. Next thing you know, they win by 12. We're like, what the hell happened?
They stole a game that they shouldn't have stole because they had every excuse to not win that game.
Right.
Like the situation wasn't good. They kind of just getting there when they're getting there, and it's a game on a short turnaround with a long series, and whatever. So that's the game they could have lost. Okay, as long as we come in and steal game 2, we're all right. Like it's no big deal. So they did what they needed to do. So from the Boston standpoint, that's good. But where the issues now here is with the whole Draymond Green situation. And then, dude, I don't want the refs to make this about. I don't want this to be about the refs, man.
No.
But it's gonna be. It's gonna be. They got to police this thing, or let them police themselves. And we're gonna be talking about the officials. Like I don't have any. I don't know how else. I don't know how we're gonna get around it right now. Draymond's forcing their hand with the way he's playing, with these
Right.
with these technicals, and how he's how he's manipulating the system here. And so that is going to be a huge issue, I think, moving forward. And as much as Boston, has got to worry about, whatever offensive firepower Golden State throws at them, that's not their issue. They play great defense, and they can, as long as they can hit their shots. Their issue is going to be the way this game is officiated. If Draymond Green is going to be allowed to run Rookshaw all over the floor and do whatever he wants and be the antagonist and physical and do all that's fine, but it's got to go both ways. And if what's a technical is a technical, it doesn't matter if it's the first 10 or the last 10, it's always a technical. And if you don't have that we talk about it all the time with officiating, Moose.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. I just want consistency. It's the same thing with umpire. I don't care that this is a strike when I don't think it's a strike. I'm not arguing strikes on. I'm arguing consistency, motherfucker. So I want consistency so I know what I'm dealing with. So it's fair. It needs to be even for everybody. And so this is where this gets messed up. And so I just think it's going to become problematic, because if he's going to manipulate the system, then they're going to be forced to kick out of a game at some point. And he's made it pretty damn clear that's the avenue he's going to take, Draymond. So if he's going to go out there, he's going to test them and force them to tee him up and force them to boot him, then they need to boot him. The problem with that is now everybody's going to start talking about how the officials are determining the game, and we want these guys to be able to play and this and that and the other. But, there's got to be consequence to your actions at some point, and you can't just continue to do something. So, and quite frankly, if Draymond doesn't do this, they're in trouble, because, if Poole doesn't get off, who else is helping Steph with the offensive load?
Right.
I mean, Clay hasn't been playing. I don't care. He's back, but he ain't been playing. I mean, he's been playing, but he ain't been himself.
Right.
And he's not doing anything. He's had, one good game in every series, maybe?
Right.
A handful of good games.
Maybe a couple. He's not been dominant overall each of the games. No.
So he's had maybe a game a series where he's, been close to the Clay we're used to seeing. Beyond that, he's been, I don't know, a warm jersey. So, I mean, come on, man. There's got to be. So they need it. They need Poole to step up, and they need Draymond to be able to be physical, but not take it too far. And that's going to be the tale of this effing series, because if he's allowed to take it too far, it's definitely going to have an adverse effect on the product and what we're going to see and how these cats are going to react to it, and it's going to get heated. And then the shit's going to get out of control. If they do check it and they do put it in place, then, that's going to be the conversation about guys getting booted out of games and this and that and the other. So they're in a lose-lose situation, but they can't let this get out of control.
Right.
Because if it gets out of control, then that's the worst case scenario, not just for, us, the players, the fans, but, the officiating crew as well, because that would be disgusting.
It's 16-7 Boston already in the first, so.
Yeah, I would fully expect Boston to, I don't know, man. Defense travels. I just think they can win more games. Then I like the matchup, the way they match up against Golden State. We talked about it before. I still got Boston in 7. But and it all depends on but Golden State, if they can get something out of Poole and Draymond can be physical without effing it up, then that's going to be what they need to rely on. Because what else is there? Like I said, Clay's not the Clay Thompson from before. What other facilitators or scorers else is going to light it up over there?
Yeah, Clay would be the on there pool. Occasionally, he'll get hot a little bit during a game, but not dominate on there with it.
So there's no, and they don't have that defense.
And you look on there too is how Horford played in game one. He was basically in a clutch in that fourth quarter.
Sure.
And then you look at how he did in game two, and he was terrible in game two.
Well, and that's going to be one of those things too. Like, they're going to be cold. They're going to go through them spells and stuff like that, but they can't just shut down. Like, you can't just like score 80 points. That's not going to work.
It's not going to work, especially against Golden State. It's not going to work on that.
Yeah, because even with no one to help Steph will put a 50 burger up on his own.
Right now it looks like in this game so far, the hot hand is Jaylen Brown on there. He's got 10 points. He's 3 from 3 from field goals, 2 for 2 from 3 points, and he's 2 for the free throw. So he seems to have the hot hand early on there for Boston. Now it's 18-9. So
I don't even want to say what that dude's shirt looks like. That's the silliest striped shirt I've ever seen. He had to quit his a cappella group to start wrestling. What is he wearing?
Coming from his barbershop quartet.
Yes.
And he's a little bow tie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looks like, exactly. I mean, that's the most angry quartet singer I've ever seen in my life. He's missing his hat and his tie and his anyway. So I want to see. I want to see what they're going to do with these matchups. Smart's going to be the other part of this equation too. From a defensive standpoint, and then is he going to be able to hit his shot? Because that's another issue with Boston. They get. When they get cold, somebody's got to get some points. If Tatum's not, so they got to do something. At least they can fall back on that defense. So I still believe it's this Boston series to have. But I'm definitely concerned about that scenario. But what you got going on over there?
I'm working.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're all right.
Got day job.
Yeah. So.
All right.
But.
So we look on there with it, and Draymond's going to cost Golden State on there. They're going to, and again, if he gets tossed on there and gets suspended for a game on there, then they're done. I mean, again, with the way he.
Well, yeah, he definitely doesn't help that if he gets tossed. So what I'm wondering is, if you're the officials, I'm walking around. If I'm the officiating crew, I'm walking around and I'm like, dude, we're not playing that game. We're not playing that game. I'm teeing you, and if I got to tee you up twice, then you're out of here.
Right.
Like, don't make me do it because I don't test me because I'm going to do it. And I would just out right away and say, this is not how this game's going. For the game, hey, guys, turn off your little Mikey mics, a little hot, we're NBA inside. Yeah, kill it. All right. This is the deal. We're not playing no shit. And if you do, you're gone. I'm teeing you up and I'm kicking you out. I don't care. We're playing basketball. And then they get back to it. And so that's what I think. They do it on the low key.
Yeah.
And they tell them, hey, and hopefully that's how it's handled, because if it's not handled any other way, or if it gets out of hand, or if he does get teed up and booted out, none of those scenarios are really good for the play, for the NBA Finals. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you're rooting for. None of that. I want to see everybody on the floor, but you can't just let cats do whatever the F they want. And it just felt like that game 2 was like Draymond he found a loophole and just exploited it. And it was uber aggressive, and should have probably been teed up again, and just wasn't. It was obvious they weren't going to do it, and it's like, nah, nope, you can't empower somebody. That's like when your 3-year-old does something and they know you ain't going to do nothing about it, and they just continue to escalate because they know you won't do anything about it. Like, what kind of nightmare are you going to have on your hands? No way. I don't want that nightmare. And that's what could happen if they, So that's why I said I think they come out and lay down the law right away and say, nope. What happened in game 2 is not happening again. They get graded. These officials get graded. If they do a shitty job, they're not doing these playoffs. They're losing money. They're getting marked down. They're playing. They're not doing TV games. They're doing bullshit. You know, they'll get the shitty end of the travel, all that. You get downgraded as an official. It's not a good thing for you. So, and that's kind of what they use to try to, you know, make sure they handle their business. So, but I don't know the official's name, but there's one of the officials that's in this series that is like, you know, he's kind of notorious for being, you know, like a bit of a prick to certain players about certain things. And it's like, I don't, you know what? If that's even a thing, why is he in the league? Why is he coach or ref?
Yeah.
Like, out of here. You can go ref the G League if that's what he wants to act like that. Or high school or something. But I don't quite get that. But, yeah, this better not turn into a series about officiating, because it should be about the league's like crazy, I don't want to say like potent offense, but they score so quickly. Golden State, like, they can just run up the score so fast. And then you look at a really good defensive team when you're talking about this era of basketball. And that's what it should be about. It should be Golden State's offense and how they generate points versus Boston's defense and how they've been able to stop every team that they run into all year long, pretty much after that mediocre start. You know, this second half of the season, they've been on fire. They basically stopped everything they want. So is that, you know, that's what the story's about. It should never, ever be about officiating. And so
it's already
in game 2, it's already started. So.
Yep, and it's already 26-11.
Boston. Yeah, see, that would believe that shenanigans has been addressed early, or it's not working.
Yeah, Draymond is totally non-effective.
Yeah.
One block and that's it. Turnover and no foul, but minus 15 already, and it's still 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yep. But this is the thing. When you look at these games, we talked about it all before, Moose. This NBA is different, man. It's so funny because we talk, it drives me nuts. Because cats will be like, oh, you brought that up because somebody else did. No. We bring it up, and then these other cats follow suit. We talk about this all the time, how quick this game can turn. A 15-point lead isn't shit no more.
No.
It's all,
We've seen it happen.
You could turn it on a dime. And so you can never, especially Golden State, man, you can never get far enough ahead. There is no such thing as a safe lead against Golden State. If I told you that Boston was up halfway through the third quarter by 18 points, would you be confident enough to put your money down that there's no comeback?
Against Golden State, no.
Right.
No.
Because they could.
Right.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't think that they would, but they sure as hell could. I mean, a quarter and a half to go.
That's all you need is Steph and Clay and Poole to get hot from the threes and just start draining threes down. And
dude, when it used to be back in the day, if you were down by 18 points in the third quarter, it was over. It ain't like that now.
So Thunder Rose is wearing her Kill Bill jumpsuit?
Yep. So worn it one other time. Can't remember what she debuted it. Very cool. Anyway, to see how much she gets for it, probably sell it, you know, auction it at some point when they do these gimmick style ones. But yeah, she wore it. I can't remember what she debuted that. So she might actually auction this one off. She just probably wore it again, so that you know awareness to it again. She does it for different special, cool. Different fundraising and stuff. Yeah, she's cool like that. One of my favorites, Mel. Definitely one of my favorites. And the fact that she's hot and tattoos and badass because her MMA skills ain't no either. So those all help.
They had a video.
And she's Latin, and I'm all about it.
They had a video on your old with he had two nunchucks, and they're playing like Bruce Lee, like Chinese Connection.
Oh yeah, and he's doing the same thing. Like, right with it. Yeah,
and with the big screen. Like, I think got it all mapped out on there.
It's perfect. He's
got his places on there.
I seen it. That's awesome. Yeah, he's got it down.
I freaking loved it. I lost it. I'm like, yes.
I was like, man, that's good stuff. That's stuff. I love watching that. Same thing with these young kids that learn to box, like their parents box or whatever, and they're just so good, and they're like knee high. and they could just throw hands. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this kid, you look at his arms and like, dude, jacked. I mean,
Right.
He's got definitions
Right.
in his,
Little
triceps
kids,
and biceps. And I'm like, dude, look at the arms. He's like,
That's crazy. You see a lot of that
I'm thinking,
stuff.
don't start with any of this kid. Will fuck you up.
Yeah, kids milk money in school. Ain't no bullies messing with. That's gonna be awesome.
Whoa! You just jump up and down and do that.
Kick you in
Pick up the
face.
kitchen sink and throw it on transmission. Just fistfully from a Kentucky Fried Movie.
Oh my goodness.
So we got off the rest.
That's all
But
right.
yeah, I mean, 26-13. So yeah, I mean, you look on this on there, it's just like, on there. So
Well, like I
I
said,
tell you, man, Boston's no joke. When we saw that too, again, at one point they were a play-in team half a season, and then all of a sudden they go on this run in the second half. Holy crap! With that,
well, it's one of those things where I don't think it's a coincidence. Once you shifted everybody around and they got settled in,
yeah,
it took off. This is what happens. You can turn a team around if you have the pieces in place and there's only subtle changes, right? Pistons, 04 Pistons, right? Like Carlisle was great here and they won games, but they couldn't. They
couldn't go to the next step. So you get Larry Brown. They get that. They get Rashid in here through the season, which again we paid nothing for Rashid in that trade.
Right. Most of his contract was already, so we didn't pay much for him.
And we had a pretty good bench too with Mehmet Okor and everybody off the bench.
It was
So
definitely,
it was a pretty good team in that. Mike James and Lindsey Hunter. And
well, we talked about it, how it went 9-10 deep in a lot of games, and nobody else did that.
No.
And so, yeah, so they did. What my point being is that sometimes you can just make subtle things happen, and that's what they do. You change coach, you move Stevens up to the front office, they make a couple little subtle changes, and before you know it, everybody settles in and they take off.
Yeah, they basically got set. They were half settled in. They trusted Marcus Smart enough to the point, and that was that.
Right.
You know what you got with Brown and Tatum, and you bring Horford, and it was the perfect situation for them.
So yeah, it just worked out great. Like I said, and everybody looks at, they just got hot. Well, no,
they hot on a 3 or 4 week run there.
Right.
But you're talking about we're at what month?
Oh yeah,
that's not hot.
Yeah. They are what they are. I mean,
right.
So it's
and the same thing with the 88-89 because when they made that trade when they got Stanley for Aguirre. Right. It just I think they knew what they had with Rodman and Sally, so Rodman was going to get a lot more pain.
Right.
So he just couldn't get what we're going to make a trade, get Aguirre, who's probably a little better from shooting than Dantley. You knew you could bring in Rodman playing defense at the 3. You could play defense covering all 5 guys.
Yeah, every position without a doubt.
You had Joe D is probably the best defensive guy because he is who is your job is to guard Dorian.
Yep.
They came up with. Beck actually wrote the book on how to guard him.
Yep, and they start free in his head.
Yep.
Into this day, how many years they've all retired?
Exactly. 30 plus.
So amazing. It's such a part of NBA history and lore. Everyone will bring it up, but it's so underestimated. While everybody's talking Boston and New York and LA and those dynasties and all that. The whole everything that played out, like the Pistons and all that whole era, that was few years, like 3 or 4 years. I don't know, my favorite.
Here did frickin' LeBron says when his contract he would like to play with either Boston or Golden State.
I'd like to go play with the dude that are in the finals. Yeah, I'd love to do that. So would everybody else, you fuckwagon.
But do they want you? No. Let you destroy our franchise like you did the Lakers? No, that's okay.
Such a
We're good.
Even if he comes over and plays for a hot dog and a handshake.
No.
F himself.
Yes.
F that guy.
That's why he'll never be the GOAT. No. He is the physical of nature, dominant player, still in his late 30s at point there. But no.
Yeah.
You're a heck.
Yep.
You're soft.
Yep. Oh, big time. Big time. Mentally soft.
Yeah.
Time. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
That's why you'll never beat Jordan.
Yeah, no.
Jordan didn't lose in the finals. Jordan won all 6 finals he won.
You're not even a conversation about it as far as I'm concerned if you start doing stuff like that. If you go, what do you call it? If you pack up and go to teams, you're out of the conversation.
You're a champion chaser.
Yeah.
You're soft. You're not, it's not, was organic how they put the team.
Right.
Drafting guys, make a couple trades, maybe a free agent here and there, but the core was Draymond, Clay, and Steph, and they drafted it and developed them.
Right.
Boston, Brown, Tatum, Horford. You drafted them, you developed them, and that's what you're doing.
Right.
All those years of San Antonio, they're winning on there with Timmy. They drafted everybody, traded for a couple guys, and they developed them.
Right.
They won 5 chips with that. So don't give me that crap on there. That's just like, as bad as freaking James Worthy. Like, oh, they're all dream. They want, super teams. Do your draft.
Yeah.
Last week. Like, you went from super team in college to super team in the pros, and you didn't have to.
Career was a super team.
Yeah. Give me a break.
Yeah, that shit, that cracks me up. Come on,
Of
man.
all teams,
you lose all that credibility, man. It just goes out the
So we
window.
got another 2 firings in baseball with Joe Girardi and John with Madden. Joe Madden both got canned. Girardi, again, I don't think it was ever going to be a fit in Philly. I mean, they fired Kapler after 1 season.
Sure.
He goes to Frisco, wins 100+ games, gets manager of the year. This year, there are some injury issues with it. But, yeah, you look at that. Madden in with the Angels is just like ownership, general manager doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
All right.
Dude, you think the Yankees would kill to have Joe Madden managing them instead of Aaron Boone?
Sure.
Holy shit. Gretzky's final Oilers jersey just sold for $1.45 million.
Jesus. That's insane.
It was the one he won when they won the championship in '88.
Wow.
God.
That's crazy.
For a jersey.
That's insane.
It's not like you're getting a Hannes Wagner baseball card under that was basically one made.
Right.
It's just a game-worn jersey. So.
Oh, now they got this. Now, what did they do that for? I hate when they do this stuff. I know what they're trying to do, but no, yeah. Why do they do this stuff? So now it makes. Oh, there's their Thunder driver, but it makes. How do you have the baby face DQ'd because someone runs in and saves you? And it's stupid, and then it's convoluted. Like what?
She gonna turn heel?
What story? Well, Tony Storm could be. I don't think Mel's turning heel right now. The match is so green, so I'm not sure why they had to do it that way. She should have just beat her straight up, and then if they want to set up this match, they can between these two, whatever. But it's just weird. I'm not sure. Maybe I missed something. Maybe she won the match already and then was getting jumped or something. I don't know. We were talking about other stuff, so I wasn't paying attention. I'll have to watch it later.
So let's see. End of this quarter is 33-22. Looks like make a little run. Yeah, Browns already got 17 points through the first quarter.
Yeah. Yep. But that's the thing about Boston. They can kind of generate stuff. That's
yeah,
why
but Boston could, and they could basically look at. We've seen them collapse in the fourth quarter of games too.
Well, that's the thing. That's why they can go that effing cold.
No, they've got to keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on.
It's one of those things where like, their defense is good enough that they can go cold, but they can't go like ice.
No,
and they'll put 10 points or 12 points up in a quarter. You can't do that.
What the hell is that all about?
Yeah, you can't. Like you can fizzle out a little bit. You can have a 22 or a 20-point quarter because you play good enough defense that if you have a quarter that's 20 points, it's no big deal. But you can't have you can have 2 15-point quarters or whatever and expect to win a game. No. It's the kind of nonsense that kind of happens to them where they'll just have a 10-point quarter or 15-point quarter, and it's like, no, that's too much. You don't ever recover from that. Even if you play well after that, you just never recover. So, in a lot of cases, so that's kind of what happens with Boston. So, yeah, but once again, there isn't a. Yeah, they put another stupid belt out. So dumb.
You get a belt. You get a belt. You get a belt.
Yeah, just everybody gets a belt now. It's like, how many mid-card, how many championships do you need? So stupid, man. Now they just give belts away for everything. They had the Owen Hart tournament, and then they had the male and the female, so they each got a belt. Now they're carrying it around like they're going to defend it or something. They're not. I have no idea if they are. It doesn't look like they are. It's just like these and then a belt that's not even a belt, but they call it a belt. It's an FTW championship belt, but it's not really a sanctioned belt, but they have matches for the title. That doesn't even make sense.
Right.
And then they bought Ring of Honor. They got all the Ring of Honor titles that they got to defend. And then now they're bringing in some Mid-Atlantic. Is this some kind of regional fucking NWA talking about? Mid-Atlantic. What are we doing here? Like, we'll just make belts for everybody, and then we'll just trade them. It's belt trading season, and we'll just trade them. Somebody will get a different one. They'll get a different one. It's got to carry 2 in it. Fucking no. There's so many of them. It's convoluted. And I make belts.
And it's convoluted.
And I feel it's convoluted. It's messed up. I'm just saying. Company I work for, we've got 3 belts. Got our main title, our mid card, and our tag. And if we could if our women's division was expanded a little bit, we'd add that women's title. And there we will. We're a smaller company.
Oh, here's a shocker. No,
that's
for base. Let's see here. This is a couple hours ago on there. Mike Trout is day to day after a groin issue. Let me guess, he's going to end up on the IL on it because why? Mike Trout always gets hurt.
He does. He's a great player.
He is he's probably the best all around player in baseball.
Like he's getting,
but he always gets hurt.
Yeah,
he's never been healthy for an entire season.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season for baseball, but yeah, he does seem to have, I don't want to say like the injury bug, but it does feel like he's definitely not like, I don't want to put him in that category.
It's all these soft tissue injuries.
Yeah,
and then that come to the fact is he might be one of those guys just plays the game too damn hard.
Yeah, and then
he's like every game, seeing he's in the outfield, is like every play is like this.
Yeah.
Game, the series clincher to win series. He's like Jim Edmonds. Loved him Edmonds.
Right. That intensity.
Want him on my team, but the guy always got hurt because he's playing so damn hard on every single play.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you could be onto something there with him because he's definitely a great player and all that. I just and like I said, it doesn't seem like very prone per se, but he has had a run for sure. Like, oh, my shoulder. I'm done sitting. I need those chairs with the massage and the heat and the little thing. I need that on my chair, man. Today it's just driving me nuts. I was doing really good for a while there, and then today all of a sudden sitting in a chair got me uncomfortable. I almost stand up for a minute. As it doesn't really matter, I guess, since I love these stands. I can put the mics wherever. I can stand up if I want. It works out good. So yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Baseball is baseball, right? And I don't know what it is, but when we have all this other playoff going on, for me, it's hard to focus in on these games. And Tigers are bad. They're just so horrible.
Hey,
I know.
But it was Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know. And every time I bet, he just won a couple.
No, it's Pittsburgh on there.
But it's never.
I mean, you've gotten some decent pitching out of somebody's out there for over. Even against the Yankees, we lost again a 3-0 game. Can't put a starter on it. He only gave up 3 runs or 2 runs and gave up a run. But we can't hit. Can't hit to save our life.
But what's it gonna take to get this turned around? Like, it felt like we were supposed to get better this year. Now are we gonna be great? No, but we expected some improvement here. We thought there'd be something tangible to hold on to and look forward to and be like, okay, maybe we can make some steps forward. And it just feels like we regressed.
Yes.
And so for me, right now it's tough as far as home team goes. And then with all this great playoff hockey and basketball, it's been hard to sneak in other games. I'm completely honest.
Oh, it's totally been.
And there's no shortage of goofy stuff going on to talk about either. So these other ancillary stories. So.
Yeah, it's been one of those ones too where you go on there with it, but yeah, on there you've got the playoffs going on. We were watching Michigan in the college in the regionals for the College World Series out there, and of course, they end up losing to Louisville in the regional final, so they're out. That's one of those ones on there. And again, if you're one that likes watching college sports, especially if you got kids that play softball and that, right now. Oklahoma right now and it faces Texas in the championship series on there. A generational type team. They are godly good.
Right.
I mean, godly offensive wise, they are like one of those teams where we see every game out there with it and on it. But yeah, once you go, holy crap! Watching that team Oklahoma plays. I mean, they're 57-3.
That's insane.
For softball, that's insane.
That is crazy. Yeah, that is nuts.
So I would like to see a team outside, the south, basically the Southwest or basically the Southern teams. I'd like to see a Midwest team win it, but that's only happened once in my lifetime.
Right.
That was Michigan back in like 2005, I think. But it's one of those ones on there. And again, one of these years, I'll again on it. But yeah, for me, personal wise, is we got the softball for high school going on, and my daughter's playing in regionals this week. So we'll see if we win a regional for the first time.
Nice.
On there, we always seem to win our districts and lose in the regionals. So we'll see what happens this year. So be nice. It's great on if this team does it. So I like the girls on this team. So, but yeah, I mean, we got everything going on. Locally here, last time Belle Isle's going to be hosting the Grand Prix downtown, and
Oh yeah.
next year it goes back to downtown.
Yeah, my cousin was down there. Took some great photos. Got a couple video shots. Cell phones are a beautiful thing now.
Yeah,
And it looked, it's cool. It looked
cool.
It's,
I know people bitch. Well, why are they gonna do that? You know how much money that brings to the city of Detroit? You clowns.
Yeah, you gotta. The city that generates almost no revenue, you gotta let them whatever. Like, I don't care what they do.
Yeah, well, you want to race on Belle Isle? Fine, I don't care. Want to race downtown? Fine, we'll close the city down.
Yeah, whatever we gotta do to generate
generate.
money, because Detroit's pretty destitute, and a lot of it is there's not a real residential tax base.
Oh God, no.
And then so if you don't start there, then it's really hard to develop a corporate tax base. And you've seen it with any kind of businesses in Detroit. If it's not like a homegrown Detroit business, it gets smoked.
Right.
Like chain businesses, chain grocery stores, that shit gets smoked, man. Like they just dip. They're like, I ain't even warned.
It ain't worth on there with most
so they
of
don't
them
even come
there.
back. So and then the mom and pop ones struggle too, but they stay around and kind of what is the heart and soul of what Detroit is. But it's because of that model. It's pretty destitute. So any way they can generate funds in Detroit proper.
Right.
Or Detroit
you're like
City.
1/4 of the population what it was at its peak in 1950.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it was 2.5 million people living in the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
Now you're at what, 650,000?
Yeah. Yep. In that same space too.
Which is the size of Boston,
Right.
and I think another under. It's the largest. I mean, for volume, for the actual area wise, because we're the largest city. At one point, we were the largest city for single home ownership in the country. Because we didn't have high rises like in Chicago or New York and that.
Right.
It was all spread out. Everybody had a house. Or you were renting the upstairs floor of a house or something like that on there. But it was mainly single family homes.
Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty sprawling city for sure. And it's just, like I said, just any way they could generate revenue, I'm all for it. We used to do benefits and stuff. We'd do concerts on the street. We'd raise money for Carmanos or St. Jude or something like that. Detroit is open to do that thing.
Oh yeah,
they're open for business like that. So anything they can do. So anybody that's bitching, complaining about that stuff, dude, just you guys, you know who's bitching and complaining about that shit? Suburbanites that don't even live in Detroit,
right,
in the city. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, what are you even talking about? You live in Romeo. What do I care? What do you care? Shut your mouth. Why do you even care? Don't come down there. Don't go see it.
But then
Don't
again,
watch
you got some of the people in the inner city, which he said, well, Belle Isle's closed because we've hit capacity on Memorial Weekend.
Right.
Bitching about that. But dude, you've hit capacity. That means how many people are on that island? Most of them, and again, paying the passport, but some of them aren't paying the $5 daily fee.
Right.
Be happy that we were showing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares if it's from the suburbs or not?
Exactly. That's the other thing too. You go up in rural Michigan, they don't get mad. All these city idiots come up there, and I mean they don't like it, but they'll take your money.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those guy clowns.
So-
The people up in Houston already say, well, again, are all bitching about everybody showing picture rocks. Well, dude, you don't have on welfare for this winter because all these clowns are coming from down south
Right.
to go see it.
So yeah,
Paying exorbitant fees for hotel rooms.
Yeah, there's a law of unintended consequences or negative things that kind of go along with the thing. But yeah, if you don't have some of that, you got some of it. So, you don't like it, avoid it. Same thing. I got a place up there, and all the dum-dums go up there. That's where we get away from the dum-dums. So when they come up there, I just stay on my property when all the other dum-dums come up. And I just stay away from them. Like, that, not hard.
Years ago, I used to go to the west side of the state, Silver Lake, in that 4th of July, Memorial Weekend. We didn't go on the dune amateur hour. Go ahead, have your fun.
Yeah.
See the medvac helicopter going on there because everybody hammered in there, in their ATVs and everything.
Yep, all the idiots are out.
Fine. So 56-39 Celtics now. So they're putting it to them.
I love it. I mean, I don't know what to say.
And again, we'll see what happens. Maybe Warriors game 4. And game 5's the key.
Well,
we
five
said
is,
that last week. We said game 5 is the key.
Yeah, I've been saying that too because it's just a act. Like, this is what happens. These game 5s determine a lot of these series, and when you're that's, I mean, come on, everybody's talking this thing should be 7 games. I mean, how many people predicted a 5 games? Did you hear anybody say that?
No, I don't know anybody. I think everybody was the consensus it was 7,
right?
And it could be pretty much a flip of the line,
right? I felt a little bit lean to Golden State, but that would be the experience factor, being there and do it. So, and so that's like I would say.
I had Golden State in 6, but then again, as I said, I wouldn't mind if either they win it because I like both of them. I like Tatum. I love Tatum when they drafted him. I thought they got to steal that draft.
We talk about this all the time. Enjoy Golden State's the way they play. Watch it. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's good. So the style that Boston brings to the table. But I enjoy new stuff. So, and I also enjoy things that are familiar. And so my favorite teams played more like Boston Celtics than they did the Gold Warriors. So I'm going to lean towards that style a little bit, that style more. And it's, the Eastern Conference, and it's something a little different. And, it's about time the East has a little bit of play in these championships. You got Milwaukee won it later, and we can have some, it was a West-dominated thing for a little bit where, whoever comes out of the West is going to win it, so what's it even matter? And so I like that that's been turned on its heel bit. So, and, of course, I'm all about the storylines. So there's plenty of storylines to be had. So this is going to be either way. No matter what happens, to me, it'll be a great series. I don't care who wins or loses. It's fun. I mean, we've talked about Green situation and what could happen there. We're talking about matchup situations. You're talking about defense. You're talking about smart step. You're talking about Poole's been stepping it up on the other side.
Right.
Like we've been talking about all this cool stuff. Win, lose, or draw. Now I don't want to see these games get blown. But,
no, I want games going there.
So that would be the only plan I have right now. Yeah, I prefer Boston to win the series, but I don't want to see anything to turn into blowouts.
No. I want a competitive series.
Didn't we have a series that we talked about like that? It was like the best, worst series ever because it had
Miami.
Yeah, because they were like, it was like every game was a blowout, but it went 6 or 7.
I mean, Boston. It went 7 games, but it wasn't really. It was the worst 7-game series you see.
Yeah, because they blow each other out back and forth.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't one of those ones where you go, oh, man, that was a series for the ages on there. So yesterday was the 25th anniversary of the Wings winning the Stanley Cup in 97.
I know. I seen the photos out, so gets me in my...
Damn, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
I remember what happened.
Gets me in my feels, I'm gonna lie. I think about that era. We always talk about it here on this, about being a victim. That was one of my favorite eras of sports, especially hockey. And I'm that brat that, like, my first words weren't like mom and dad. They were fucking hockey. I want to play hockey. Like, it was all about hockey. And so team. I was the kid that stayed up when I wasn't supposed to be up and listened to the radio because I could get a Canadian radio station that broadcasted the draft. And I stayed up as like an 8-year-old and listened for this to be watched.
Yeah.
And I jumped. I got in trouble because I was so excited. because that's who I wanted them to pick. Because at 8 flipping years old, I knew all that. Because hockey, because that's what I said. I had a hockey sweater. It was the dumbest bullshit 70s thing you've ever seen in your life. It said hockey, and I had a hockey stick on. And every time, my mom would be like, what are we wearing today? I had to wear the hockey sweater. Hockey. So, but, you know, that was probably my favorite era of all sports. I love the Bad Boys being a very, very second, but, you know, in home worlds. But the story with the limo and all of that.
Because we didn't really enjoy the 97 because
it's so emotional.
Again,
you're so tied in.
For the damn, or a couple days after the parade,
Right.
And then the players are doing the right thing. Hey, we're gonna party. We're getting a limo, so we're not driving, and they get a fucking limo driven by a fucking clown that's like hammered out of his mind,
Doing exactly what they're trying to avoid, driving drunk.
right?
So messed up.
What would have been again one of those ones is if Vladdy doesn't get injured like that. What happens if it was just a minor fender and they're okay?
Yep. It's crazy.
Well,
dude.
I think the one thing is we don't trade for Chelios. We don't need to
No.
because you got Vladdy.
Right.
You know, again, they went back to back through. Who knows with that team?
Well,
it's one of those weird dynamics with that on there.
That's the thing about it too. You just don't know what's gonna happen. It's one of those crazy, like you said, the crazy dynamic where it's not like it was an ancillary. You know,
he was one of the heart and soul. I mean, he was the heart and soul, not even playing A team that won it, because they won it for him.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. That era there, that like I said, you so emotionally connected because of what happened and how all of that played out, and then you couldn't write it. It's like Disney movie. It felt like we're watching it in real time. And I'm going to tell you something. In that era, I worked at a pizzeria and delivered pizzas in the Red Wings games. I've never seen anything like it. Like, there was no other game all the time because it was easy to do. It was fun. I didn't have music. And because I smoked cigarettes then, chain smoke, and nobody fucking cared. And I'd jamming, and I'd be doing whatever. And I lived alone, and it was all good. I was a young man. And the Red Wings made me a ton of money because every kid here, like that, especially that 98 season where they were, it was all eyes on, you know, like you said, they won it for, so... it was in 2 years were insane, and I made a ton of money and was super busy because of them. Business that I've never seen it like that ever again. Sporting events or anything like that. Weather dictates pizza delivery. If it's shitty out, then you're gonna be busy,
right?
You know, because nobody wants to drive shit. But this was it could be a beautiful sunny.
Holy shit!
And they came back, haven't they?
56-47.
Yeah.
It was like boom.
Yeah. Now they're
11 points. Like
now they're within 9, right?
Yeah. Holy shit.
I'm saying now they're 3 baskets.
Yeah. They were down like, again, 19 points. And now.
Yeah, today's NBA, man, it's totally, what I say, 18 points halfway through the third. Are you feeling comfortable? No. And right here, right now, no, I ain't feeling comfortable. You can't.
Game on there. They're bad. They're down to single digits on there. You still got 4.5 minutes to go.
Yeah. This is the whole scenario that I just laid out here happening right now, right before your very eyes.
Gosh, you get these games like it's starting at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that bothers me is they're late, but whatever. Tis what it is, Moose. Tis what it is.
Exhausted.
Oh, I know. Especially when it's so hot. Man, we're getting close. A couple more, and it'll be break time. So, you know how we do. We'll do spectacular. You'll see us on social media, but make sure you come hang out with us. Seeing Juan and Can and a few guys in there. Go ahead and box me. I know I was roughing you guys up about the inbox stuff. Sorry, it gives me material at the top. So even if you don't catch us live, feel free to hit some and kill us on whatever. I don't care. I'll get up live and yell at you for not being here while we're live. It's shitty. Each and every week. Even if we have a hiatus, you can go back and watch old episodes. But we're here for at least a couple more. So we'll see how it goes. Right? We usually go through the finals and that's it.
We don't usually make it to the stand. We make it because the
NBA.
The NBA is always on there, and they're going to finish first this year.
And that's usually
we'll definitely get through the NBA finals on there. We'll try to get we'll do 2 more shows. And
we'll see what happens.
Call it for the summer, but we'll come back for a midsummer spectacular, ish on there. Because we got a wedding.
Yeah, we
Not
got stuff going on.
just, I got a wedding.
So yeah,
And he's standing up. So
Yeah.
we got we're a little busy in July.
Absolutely. So, all right, guys, we'll see you next week as we get to the end of the season. We love you guys. Be good.
Peace out, brothers.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.